Hi guys, if you've not bought FM23 yet, I've got good news for you. If you follow the link to game in the description below and apply the coupon code PILGRIM at checkouts, you'll not only get my discount, but you'll get an additional 5% off at the checkout as well. On with the video. Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the FM23 beta save with Hannover 96. My name is Jamie. Coming up on today's episode, I'm going to take you through the games we've played in pre-season, show you the signings we've made, the players that have left, and the squad that we're going to take into the new season. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go then with the pre-season results that we've achieved. And as you can see, we started off with a home friendly against Galatasaray, and Yannick Dame got our equaliser in a 1-1 draw at home. We then went on tour to Austria, played 5 games over there, and as you can see, lost the first 3 of them. One of them very, very heavily indeed to Austria Vienna. We then got a draw with Linzer Athletic Sport Club, otherwise known as LASK, 1-1. And then we beat GVVV 9-0. And Havard Nielsen ran riot, to be honest. Played very, very well indeed. We then beat Red Bull Salzburg in arguably our most impressive game of pre-season, and we played our second Turkish opponent of the pre-season period in our final friendly when we got a 0-0 draw at home to Fenerbahce. Okay, let's get into the transfers that we've done then, and we begin with the players leaving the club. We've only actually sold one player, and I'm going to start at the bottom of the list. We sold Sebastian Ernst to Leganes for 3.7 million, largely because we couldn't afford to turn the offer down, and also it enabled us to finance the deal for Jeffrey Galvalöv. I've probably completely butchered that pronunciation, but I'm sticking with it. So that was Sebastian Ernst leaving. Gael Ondua, Say Maroya, Thomas de Souza Moreira and Jamal El Srui all left when their contracts expired. So that leads me on to the players who have arrived at the club. First signing was Yannick Bachmann on a free transfer, and we'll take a look at him. 2.5 star current ability, 2.5 star potential, and he's primarily a defensive midfielder. Can also play at centre back and as a central midfielder as well, as long as you use him as a ball-winning midfielder. So that's Yannick Bachmann. Next in was a player I know very well, Steven Sessignon. Has played for Plymouth Argyle in real life, is a wing-back and plays on the right hand side. Can also do a decent job in any of the defensive or defensive midfield positions, and even in central midfield as well. So very versatile player. 2.5 star current ability, 4 star potential, and at 23 still has plenty of scope to improve this season. So delighted to have him in. The next signing through the door was Marlon Ritter, again on a free transfer. He turned out to be not as good as I expected. Central midfielder, 2 star current ability, 2 star potential, so is very much going to be a backup member of the squad. The next player in was another Marlon Fry, again on a free transfer. 2.5 star current ability, 2.5 star potential, 27-year-old German midfielder. plays anywhere up the centre, from defensive mid to central mid to attacking mid, and is a deep line playmaker. So another player that should provide decent competition, although won't be an automatic selection. So that was Marlon Fry. Next in is another former Plymouth Argyle player in central defender Kelland Watts. He is a 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential centre back. Can also play left back as well. 23 years of age. So again, has a little bit of room to potentially improve. So very pleased to have him on board, and hopefully he'll provide some depth at centre back. Next up was another Geordie in Matty Longstaff, who has played Premier League football, but is only rated as a 2-star current ability, 4-star potential player, another 23-year-old, so fits in with the club ethos of signing young players under the age of 23. And our final arrival was the aforementioned Jeffrey Galvalöv from Augsburg, the only player we've paid any money for. We paid $1.5 million for him. And he is a 3.5-star current ability and potential 32-year-old centre back. So we've brought in plenty of experience from him, with experience of playing in almost exclusively in Holland, but he has also played for Augsburg in Germany as well. So knows the nation well. Played 199 games for Augsburg. So that concludes the transfers. I'll bring you back in a moment to show you how the squad looks now. Okay, time now to delve into the squad planner to see how the squad shapes up for this season. So we begin with goalkeeper, and as you can see, Ron Robert Zieler, still the clear first choice keeper, ably backed up by Leo Weinkauf. And we have Tony Stahl coming through, who is going to be as good as the current backup Leo Weinkauf. So likely we'll be fighting him for the shirt if this save was continuing beyond this season. So that is the goalkeeper position. Let's move on to the right back. And as you can see, Philip Neumann is the clear choice at right back, and Sessignon and Yannick Dame are the main competition he's got at right back. We'll then move across to the centre backs. New signing Jeffrey Galvalöv comes in as the best central defender at the club, and he is backed up by Phil Neumann, who we've already established is the best right back at the club, so unlikely to be used at centre back. So the main support will come from Kelland Watts, who's likely to partner him, Julian Berner, Luca Cranch, and that's probably going to be as deep as we go. Largely, the others will get some game time, probably with the exception of Bachmann at centre back, as he's primarily a defensive midfielder anyway. So we'll move on now to the left back, and as you can see, Derek Kuhn is clearly the best left back at the club. Sessignon is again an able deputy there. Kelland Watts can move across if we need him to. Ekin Salibi is equally capable as a backup, as is Sasha Hertel. and Luka Kranjc is the weakest option, but again, he is primarily a centre-back. So we'll move on to defensive midfield. So Besushkov first, as our best deep line playmaker in the defensive midfield position. Moritz Leitner is his backup. Enzo Leopold and Fabian Kunze. Beyond that, you really are looking at emergency options and players who will be getting time off the bench to ensure that they reach their potential ability. We'll move on to central midfield. And as you can see, Besushkov is also the best player in the box-to-box midfield role, with Enzo Leopold as good and with a better potential. So I'm actually going to swap them around. So Enzo Leopold, and he's likely to be backed up by Sebastian Kirk, Louis Schaub and Fabian Kunze, although we've already established that he's more of a defensive midfielder. We'll move on to the ball-winning midfielder role, and these are thankfully in the right order. Besushkov again comes out on top, with Kunze and Leopold also 3-star current ability. Sebastian Kirk is not too far behind. Likewise, Louis Schaub and Yannick Bachmann. The rest of them are not really first team ready at this point. So we'll then move on to the left wing. And Sebastian Kirk and Louis Schaub are primarily the options there. Although Stolze and Frank Evina will provide decent cover for them. And on the right hand side, again it's Kirk and Schaub, with Cedric Teuchert providing the realistic backup. I need to move Stolze above Marlon Ritter, but other than that, that's fine. That just leaves us now with the strikers, and at number 1 is Nicolo Tresoldi. Number 2 is last season's first choice, Havard Nielsen, and Cedric Teuchert comes in as the third choice player. Okay, with everything rounded up for you, it is now time to tell you what's coming up on the next episode. And as I previously suggested, I'm going to go all the way through to the end of January, and I'll then show you on the next episode the signings we've made and the state of play in the Bundesliga at the close of the January transfer window. In the second half of the episode, we'll then go all the way through to the end of the season and reveal whether we managed to stay up. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.